Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, let's do this. Suspended at clear, huh? Let me bring up the walkthrough real quick. The good old walkthrough. In this quest, the value of fight will depend on the choices you make during the scenario. Additionally, you'll form your body immediately before the battle begins. Aurora! Wait, is she ringing the bell herself? Oh, never mind. Stupid. That was great. Aurora didn't let us have any problem ringing the bell. I was just reciting poetry when I heard the bell ring all the way outside town, too. It was as crystal clear as a crunchy carrot. Still, I can't help but worry about how Lady Aurora will be able to keep her position after this. Apparently, she plans to tell the Queen that we broke in and rang it while she was away. We'll just have to trust that Aurora's diplomatic skills will be enough to carry her through such an obvious lie. Still, even if the Queen does start treating her as an enemy, so long as we can maintain plausible deniability until we defeat Woodrose's army, we can then send the Round Table army troops to Salisbury to keep her safe in case the Queen's armies show up. Great point, and besides, Artoria's rung 2 bells now. Even I can tell that her aura is incredible. Everything about her strength to her power to her destructive forces increased like 1,000,000,000 times over. Just so you know, I'm the strongest fairy ever now. Not even Barghest could stand a chance against me. Oh man, I can't believe you actually said that. I was so surprised. You think? I don't remember saying anything like that, but you really think so? What do you think, Zave Oberon? Can I take Baggy at one-on-one now? Not likely. You're probably just a bit stronger than Tristan now, but Barghest is tough even without her gifted name. She still has at least 10 times the strength and skill you do, so taking her on alone would be suicide. Right, of course. It's not like I was any better than trash to start out with, after all. No, that's waiting way too hard on yourself. Zabi's right. Your magical circuits. Alright, for fairies, they're called fey markings, aren't they? Anyway, no matter what you call them, they clearly have more of them now. For example, both humans and fairies are born with a set number of nerves. And in your case, instead of getting stronger through training, like most people, you've gotten stronger because of the increase of nerves you have. It's completely unprecedented. It makes you very, very special. That said, it also raises other questions. I heard there are 2 kinds of fairies here. The kind whose appearance never changes from the time they're born, and the kind whose appearance changes at every stage of their life. By this point, I'm pretty sure you're the latter type. there still aren't many examples of fairies' abilities growing this much. Though there have been, of course, cases where a loss of purpose or shine has led to a fairy losing magical energy. How do you feel about these developments, Artoria? I wish I knew about the answers to that myself. Well, maybe because it's that I'm the child of prophecy. I need some sort of edge if I'm going to fulfill my calling. That does make sense. If a mediocre fairy like you is going to defeat a genius like Morgan, you pretty much have to cheat to stand a chance. What about you, then, Oberon? How good of a fighter are you, anyway? I have a chance to see in the forest. Why don't you show me what you can really do? I already said I'm not going to fight anymore, remember? Besides, who would I even fight? Okay, Marmasa, you're with me. Gareth, you're also with me. Redrabit, you're also with me, too. Da Vinci, you're with me. And Zabia, you're of course with me, too. Okay, we have our teams. Let's go, Oberon. I'm going to kick your scrawny ass up and down this field. Fine then, you take my side, right, Zabe? Sure thing. Up Oberon, why not? Sure, take me. Just in case, I'll keep Kentucky in the back. How big is Raiko's battery now, by the way? That she has one. Okay, nice. I just saw your ace message. Let's start off with Avalon Simpy, I guess.
いいとも気が引ける温かな夢の話を手作りですねこっちこっち分かっているとも誰だって
Oh yeah,
今より少しだけ幸福になりたいんだろいいともライライムグッドフェロー
I don't think I have enough coin stacks to get her a pen skill.
格の違がまった他に言うことママルワストリの導きあれ見上げなさい壮麗なる神の姿を溺れる前に落としてあげる積み上げます照らしていい美しすぎますね結構器用なのでここでまっすぐ
ありがとうダン
他に言うこと
いいとも頼むよみんな
血の雨
手作りですね僕にできることなんてこの程度さ同心の君夏の夜の後ライライのグッドフェロ
Oh, okay. So I don't need to get her dupes to get an append, is what you're saying? I have her at bond 10 anyway, so.
キラキラしてる
やることは変わらねえよ
格ほくまったくママルワストリの導きあれ見上げなさい壮麗なる神の姿を溺れる前に落としてあげる殺します転がり落ちて芸術とは輝くものさ
さて力入れっかお月さんまで行っちまいなさあ弾きそうだよ吹き飛べ必殺ゴールデン
撃てマルニアルワードせーの芸術とは輝くものさいくよやめて早炊きですカルウェナありえざるよ誇りにかけて違法の国時の終わり慣れた剣は彼の手霊言なる勝利を刻めラウンド・オブ・アバロンサソリそこですいくよせーの頭上注意気をつけたまえ早炊きですカルウェナ
そしょへへ
褒めなさいトラロック神
You
美し
did
い
it!
と事実なので軽率なとは言いませんよ
Salisbury's bell has been rung. Now I cannot yet declare this publicly. The head of the Wind Clan, I have accepted the Child of Prophecy as the rightful savior of Britain. When she has rung all 6 bells, the Wind Clan shall make our objections known to the Queen. Unfortunately, this also means the horrors of war will one day reach Salisbury as well. Will you all accept the decision, even if it should be trouble to our doorstep? Of course, Lady Aurora. You needn't even ask. You cannot trust Queen Morgan with Fairy Britain. You've all been eagerly awaiting this day for a long time now. I will accept no less from the guards of Salisbury. Your loyalty pleases me. The child of prophecy is returned to Londinium. Our battle with Lord Rose will begin shortly. Things will start to change very quickly all across the land once she's rung Oxford's bell as well. Be sure to set your formation so that you're ready to play at a moment's notice. Excuse me, Lady Coral? Our formation's already set. We can leave for Londinium at any time. Should we go help fight Woodrose to show how strong Salisbury truly is? Watch your tongue. This is not your choice to make. Listen to me closely. The Fang clan has long been proud guardians of Britain. The Wind clan will never do battle with them. Our enemies are Morgan the Witch, the Earth clan for the transgressions they've committed, the Queen supporters in Camelot who gorge themselves on peace, and the humans of the anti-fairy organization who don't know their place. They Aurora will not lead us into battle until Camelot is really truly back on the back foot. Nemo Porter? That's pretty funny. I will not tolerate anyone curiously putting our fair city in danger. Salisbury will remain neutral until the time is right. Forget about the humans of Londinium. So, is it so Salisbury won't be punished if the child of prophecy should happen to lose? As I said, just there's no objections? Understood. We will not open Salisbury's gates to anyone, even refugees from Londinium. Really? I don't see any harm in that, Coral. Lady Aurora? Maybe dangerous for us to take in soldiers from the Round Table Army, yes. The civilians from Londinium who took no part in the battle would merely be refugees. It would be improper for me as the head of the clan to simply turn aside people with nowhere else to go. Besides, if we were simply to leave the weak to their fate, on what grounds could we object to Queen Morgan's rule? If we take in refugees, we'll have to fight the Queen before the Child of Prophecy can complete her pilgrimage. It's okay, Coral. It won't be a problem. You saw Artoria for yourself, right? She's strong enough to keep Londinium safe. Plus, she has Oberon and Zabe with her as well. That said, if the Round Table Army were to somehow fall in spite of all of that, the time of us to remain in the Silence will have ended. For we will be honor bound to protect the lives and freedoms of any fairies and humans who come from Londinium seeking refuge. Wow, that's so generous of you, Lady Aurora. You refuse to put us in danger by helping Londinium, yet you're willing to help its people even though they've tried so pointlessly to assert their independence. You truly are the perfect Queen, Lady Aurora. You're the one who can bridge the gap between fairies and humans. We have the Liberation Army vow to keep you and your city safe, even should it cost us our lives. What are these inferior creatures saying? There's no possible way you can protect Salisbury or Lady Aurora by yourselves. It's no use. I know humans are worthless. All I can do now is hope for the Child of Prophecy succeeds. I hope she's able to ring all bells of pilgrimage when it comes time to fight the Queen. my boy? There he is. Oh, thank you. I think I want to grail every round table to at least gold. You know, I love the round table, so I think I should at least try to do that too.
シャンプ任せておけ。やらんぞ。サンタからの贈り物、聖夜に沈め。モルガー。ふん。いい子にしていた。
Yeah, I think my Gareth is 70 right now? I don't remember. That's a cool looking enemy.
Okay, 決めるぜ。
任せておけ。
そんじゃかっ飛ばそうか。エアハウリングゴールデンドライセイ
Oh shit. Wait, why can't Betty be your Grand Saber? I don't get it.
Cool.
下がっているように。
ベアナックルだ。
輝き。
Did you leave her something? The Grand Saber? Oh, because you don't want him to be above 80, like the rest of the round table, I guess. Is what you're saying?
Cool.
圧倒します。
決めるぜ。
そこです。
They actually have to be max level, by the way. They have to be 120. I heard get the new Grandcaster, you have to have like a really strong single target Grandcaster or something
熱を帯びなさい。マルミアドワーズ。
to be able to deal with them.
ああ、クール。
誇りにかけて。
そんじゃかっ飛ばそうか。いや、ハウリング。ゴールデンドライ。
先に進みましょう。宴会は大勝利の後に取っておきます。
Oh, it shows when their next bond level is now. Is that new? I don't remember that. The Kentucky's very close to actually. Like 100 more battles than you'll be. They just came out with the 100 rolls, by the way. In the free rolls. You can roll 100 times now. I'm glad we managed to make it before sundown, but yeah. It's just me, there are more people here now than before. It's not just you. There have been people pouring in from east and south gates since this morning. It's all because you guys be at Tamland. I can't believe the news when I heard either. I'm glad you're all back safe and sound. I wasn't worried that you wouldn't make it, but still, it's good to see you're all well. All this commotion because that's right, they're all from Norwich. Some want to join our army, others want to just live here. Even if this is the only even this is only about half of everyone who showed up. There were so many that we had to have the rest stay at Norwich for the time being. That's right, I managed to sneak inside Londinium under the cover of night yesterday, but that won't work again. Now that Woodrose is sending out patrols, the rest will have to come once the battle's over, right? Pepe, you're here too? Of course, hon. Almost time for the final battle, isn't it? So I thought, why just sit around in Norwich waiting for a report where I could continue the action for myself? Thanks for coming, Pepe. It's good to have you here. Oh, no. You shouldn't go thanking me just yet. I have my own goals, after all. I'm really just using you as bait here. Once the fighting begins in earnest, you're staying in Londinium until it's over, right? If Beryl knows where his target is, he's bound to turn up sooner or later. For some reason, I can just tell when and where he'll try to strike. He loves going after the victim when their guard is down, right after they've won a hard battle. So you're both cut from the same dirty cloth, huh? Well, as long as this gets them out of our hair, you won't hear me complaining. Don't go taking any serious risks, alright? If you die now, we're gonna have to go through the rigmarole of unifying Norwich again. Oh, why? You're worried about me, Marmasi? That makes coming to Britain all the more worthwhile. Don't be an idiot. Since I'm the child prophecy's bodyguard right now, I'd rather be dealing with you than the Spriggan. Sure thing, hun. Whatever you say. Alright, since I'm not technically affiliated with Chaldea, maybe it's time I got down to serious business. First of all, Artoria, Zabe, and Da Vinci. Will you come to the war room with me? I have a proposal for what comes after the prophecy. After the prophecy. Let me get right to the point. This lost spell isn't like the others. It isn't going to go away, even with the Tree of Emptiness destroyed. It was never part of human history long enough to be pruned away in the first place. This rule is just as strong as the proper human history. A new human history, not an empty one. Ironic that fantastical creatures like fairies became their own human history, isn't it? You're saying this isn't a lost spell, but a lost world, huh? I can buy it. Is that an actual new term that they're gonna use? Lost world? That's interesting. Lost world. Britain's Tree of Emptiness may burn down during the attack on Olympus. It had long since stopped functioning. I think this lost spell escaped the Tree of Emptiness cosmic fantasy about 219 years ago. 2019 years ago. First year of the era of the High Queen, when Morgan became ruling High Britain. Fairy Britain. It's not the Tree of Emptiness keeping this lost spell going. It's Morgan herself. But that also means that once we defeat her, this lost spell will go back to the way it was. And that should mean it'll eventually be pruned away just like the others. That's true, at least for Britain, but not for its residents. In the other lost spells, the fates of people who lived there were inextricably tied to their surroundings. But that's not the case for this lost spell. If nothing else, we can be sure the fairies who were born during the era of the High Queen won't disappear even if they leave the lost spell. That's crazy! Makes sense, really. That would be like... Oh no! That would be really bad if fairies started invading proper human history. It all makes sense, really, since this world is just as strong as proper human history. That's the difference I'm trying to point out. If like there were like modern day, like phase in the modern day era, ancient era level phase in the modern day era, it would cause pure chaos in the real world. Even if we did figure out how to restore humanity, restore the blank space, blank texture, yeah, texture. You mean they can immigrate? That's right. Humans who are born in the land of Fae can only live here. If they wanted to, the fairies of this land could immigrate to proper human history. Now, do you get this? There's a possible future where you can all live together in peace and harmony. So, what's that all mean, Da Vinci? It means that even if defeating Morgan results in this lost spell disappearing, you can still survive if you come with us to the outside world. At least once we figure out how to get past the wall of light. It would be crazy if fucking Artoria became like a permanent Barney member. Castoria, that would be insane. That'd be too insane, I think. I don't think they'll do that. At least once you figure out how to get past that wall of light. Yep, you could either disappear with this place or start a new life in proper human history. The choice is yours, Artoria. In fact, you can abandon the whole child prophecy and leave just now. There's a whole other life waiting for you on Chaldea's storm border, if you want it. I'm kind of amazed you said that, Pepe, especially with Percival standing right here. Oh, I wouldn't have said it all if Percy hadn't been here. I already told him about the proper human history and lost spells, Chaldea, and the Tree of Emptiness. That's why I just told you, Zabe, and Artoria about this as well. I wanted to get this all on the open so there'd be no hard feelings. Pretty fair of me, right? How do you feel about this, Percival? What if I told you? What are you telling me, Kurt? Oh, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. Oh, but I didn't make the connection until you tell me that about which character will join us, at least, possibly. I do know which servant you get, I think. Well, I don't know nearly as much as the rest of you, so this may be pretty simplistic. If Artoria wants to stop being the child prophecy, that's entirely up to her choice. Really? Even though you went through all the trouble of creating the Round Table Army? Really? I chose to build the Round Table Army on my own. Nobody forced me to do it, and I don't intend to force anyone else to join. And besides, they don't really deserve their commander, not after some of the things I've done. So please believe me when I say you don't need to give up what you want for us. Besides that, we know we can still help fairies of Britain escape the outside world, even without defeating the Queen. And isn't just knowing that an option a big step forward for Fairy Britain? Well, yeah, I guess so. But, I still don't think that's good enough. Morgan will never just sit back and let everyone walk away. We're really gonna save Fairies of Britain. There's no getting around the fact we'll have to defeat Morgan Le Fay. Pretty sure that means the fairy from Legend of King Arthur. The Fay part comes change over time to Fay in modern day English, although I haven't heard a single other fairy call Morgan that since I've been here. I have a feeling that Artoria is gaining knowledge from proper human history version of herself, and she's like getting overlapped with that knowledge almost. Her brain is overlapping with that knowledge. Sort of like how Shiro could see dreams of Artoria's past as when she was his servant. I think something similar to that is happening to Castoria and Artoria. I see. So you still want to defeat Queen Morgan like the prophecy said too, Artoria? Looks like I'm with you to the bitter end then. If, as a cryptor, I'm gonna sell things with Barrel, I guess Zabe's noisy senpai. I have the right to interfere in your affairs too. Okay, that's enough serious talk for now. And while this just goes without saying, for the record, if Artoria plans to continue your path to the Child of Prophecy, you better keep this conversation between ourselves. It wouldn't be very good for morale if the rebels found out that they could just escape the world itself, would it? No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't be good morale. True, Pepe. Okay, let's discuss matters as they stand. We may have more soldiers to work with and volunteers for Norwich, but we can't deploy them right away. They'll likely need more training, and it'll take more time to establish the lines of communication and integrate them into our existing forces. Well, sure, it'd be foolhardy to send over 100 new troops into combat without practical training. So, does that mean that we're going to focus on defense while we train new troops instead of making a surprise attack on Woodrose's army? That would be the safest option if we had the time to take it. Once the Queen sends Woodrose's reinforcements, it'll be much more difficult to hold Londonium's line of defense. Instead, we're going to pretend to focus on defense while a small squad of elite soldiers from my company, along with the 12 and Kidwood's platoons, take a day to sneak around behind the enemy's forces. Once they're ready, I'll send out my company along with the volunteer soldiers from Londonium to pad their numbers. Then, while the enemies focus on Londinium, our unit will ambush Woodrose himself and take him out. Once their clan has fallen, the other fairies should lose their sense of purpose, until the weakness is shared by all clan-affiliated fairies. I'm not a huge fan of this strategy, but exploiting that weakness is our best one. Does that mean we're going to sell this tomorrow night? That's right. Our assault unit will set out from Londinium before dawn. For all of you, I would like you to stay here and protect the castle walls just in case. We went with me. Also, I don't like this plan to kill Woodrose, because he can read the freaking ancient text on the wall. So, I think we should keep him. I think we should keep the dog. Appreciate the offer, but you see, we'll be marching upstream to the river. Some of you are used to traversing that kind of terrain. I'm afraid you exhaust yourselves before we even reach the destination. Okay, you got it. I think we could be of help defending Londinium. You obviously know what you're doing when it comes down to skirmishing on level ground. So just leave things here to us and we'll focus on winning our fight. I will. Thank you, Lady Da Vinci. Certain the secret spirit, I won't come back without defending Woodrose. Meow. Wah. Ta-dun! Is that Oberon? Surprise! I may it be half wet. With a perpetual princely smile plastered across his face, but even I fly into a rage if you burn down my domain. Uh-oh, Oberon doesn't play fair. The trap he played in the woods makes a mess of Bargus Shin. Trap. Are you sitting on that desk with the quill pen? Oh, it's you, Zabe. I'm just writing in my diary. I have an atrocious memory, so I always write the day's events as entertainingly as possible. What about you? Why do you come to the war room when no one else is around? You feel so guilty about the festivities going on in Town Plaza that you thought you'd skip up here? You can tell? You're worried about MASH, right? I get it. It's not easy to think about her during a battle, but at times like this, you can't help it. I know I keep saying this, but you and Mesh will see each other again. I guarantee it. I can't tell you where she is or how she's doing. I can tell you she's with someone trustworthy, a heroic spirit from proper human history who you've both met before. All you have to do is help Artoria. It's the quickest way you'll be reunited with Mash. I thought Morgan had taken Mash prisoner. Looks like no one else is listening right now, so I guess I can tell you this much. Yeah, Morgan teleported Mash, but she's sent her somewhere not even Morgan herself can touch her. Morgan can't capture anyone. All she does is send them off somewhere else. That's nothing an outsider like you needs to worry about. All you guys have to do is defeat her. As for me, all I care about is my bride, so I'm helping you out as part of helping her. After all, you can't have a happy bride without a handsome groom, right? So I can't have you dying on me, for both me and my Mash's sake. Because my dream is to see off 100 happy brides. So what number is Mash? Mash makes 1. I don't know about Habitat from proper human history, but my dream started with Mash. If you know any servants who are willing to plan their wedding, you'd be doing them a favor by introducing me to them. I can tailor any dress, no matter how impossible it seems. Man, woman, human, monster, whatever they are. In dreams of bringing a bride, I'm here to help. Sign Lobo. Wedding dress, please. There she is. Hey you, the really energetic fairy. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you talking to me? You know my name's Do you not know my name's Gareth? Gareth, huh? What a great name. It's just and short, but it's also really courageous sounding. Thanks, but it's actually just the name I'm going by. Nobody actually gave it to me. Anyways, you're probably here to see Artoria, right? Must have been too hard for a kid to break the throng of soldiers that are surrounding her in town since square earlier. Wait here, I'll go get her. Nah, we don't want to see her. The child prophecy's always got Percival and the grown-ups. We just want to talk to you. Me? But why would you want to talk to... Just come with me, okay? Everyone's waiting for you. Wait, don't tuck it on my sleeve. I'll go with you, okay? She's here, she's here. Sam brought back the charging lady with him. Oh, so many human kids. They must be come here seeking refuge. Huh? This is the castle smithy, right? Yep, we're helping out Granny because there aren't enough grown-ups to be around. Hey, Nan, I brought her. Come on, do the thing. Yes, yes, I know. Would you mind coming here, young lady? The children asked me to make you a set of armor. I tried telling them no, but they weren't having it. Huh? Armor for me? What? Is this a mithril shield? Not even the Queen's Knight gets to use these. Well, why do you think I can't accept something so valuable? Should be giving this to Artoria. Someone as worthless as me doesn't deserve worthless. Well, that's not nice. You don't believe what these children saw in you? They're all abandoned by Norwich, but they scrapped together everything to buy the materials they need to make this for you. They know you're not Percival, the child of prophecy. They were entranced by the sight of your tiny form bounding valiantly on the battlefield. Well, do you still insist you're worthless? But I don't even know what kind of fairy I am. I'm just a weird stray. So, what does that matter? Fairies are fairies, right? Matter. Fairies are fairies, right? Who cares how you were born or what your role's supposed to be? Protected Londinium for us. First time you came here, you stood up for Yuri. She was crying because she tripped and spilled fruit in her basket. You see Samaria when she was out to look for food and almost got captured by Woodrose's soldiers. Humans who were changed to be kids like us. Changed to be kids? What the heck? What in the world is happening? Humans who were changed to be kids like us have no way of helping out in battle. We only have around 6 months to live. No one else ever protected us. But you didn't care about any of that. You still fought as hard as you could to protect and help us. That's why we wanted to thank you. Go on, Samaria. Here you go, girl. Miss Knight, thanks for helping us all those times. You're always switching on headlong into danger, right? We've been worried about you this whole time. That's why we asked Nine to make you this armor, so you wouldn't get hurt anymore. Me? You want me to wear this so I don't get hurt, even though you guys are covered in bruises? You see, these children don't care about what kind of fairy you are. I wasn't much of use in Norwich either, so I ended up in a place I was looking for to die. Once I had something to do again, it felt like I never left the forge. I used to think purpose was something we were born with. But the truth is, having people depend on you and those around you can help you become a new person, the person you need to be. There you are, Gareth. Shall we get started with your training? Today I want to work on polishing your charge attack and the speed that goes with it. Your instincts. So you should be able to tell what your opponent is going to do before. Gareth, is something wrong? You don't look very happy. Oh no, I'm fine. It's nothing. That's right. It was nothing. My wanted wasn't to say Brenton or anything so grand as that. It really was nothing. The kind of ordinary thing that anyone would do. I see. So this is your tier of happiness. I'm glad you found people you care about and those who care about you. Shall we give training a pass then, since it's such an important day? No way, I've got to train twice as hard now. I still have a lot of fighting to do. I'm a Knight of Londinium after all. Knight of Londinium, huh? What a thing to say. You never failed to surprise. Huh? Don't just laugh because you're stronger than I am. It's rude, and I'm serious about this. Alright, I'm sorry. I guess you wouldn't know about this. See, the Knight of Londinium was actually a specific person, and back in the Fey era, he was a human king, known as the last knight who fought the fairy clans and won. He was Ace the Savior's lover. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. I guess I was the one being rude. Hey, there's nothing wrong with the Knight of Londinium. It's a lot better than the Round Table Army. And for what it's worth, I think it suits you too. After all, you really are trying to protect Londinium. I didn't say anything back then because I could tell it wasn't a good time. But you never did tell Artorian Zabi what happened when you fought Lancelot in the Welsh woods, did you? back then. I can read her next move. I'm too slow to guard against it. She's just too fast for human eyes to follow. Huh. I'm surprised your arm's still attached. You've grown, only a little. It doesn't matter though. You can never hope to catch up to me. My physical capabilities, my magical energy level, my time, I surpass you in every way. So come on, just give up already. This is too much to ask though. You can never listen even when you're a child. There's no point in me saying this, so I'll say it anyway. Don't use that sphere, Percival. It's too much for a human to handle. This is just a hunch, but do you happen to know Lancelot from somewhere, Percival? Whoa, CG! Yes, Lancelot and I were actually students of the same place. We trained together for a few years, but that's all. I'm sorry for making you worry over nothing. No, I'm just Percival, commander of the Round Table Army. Lancelot and I are enemies now. We have nothing to say to each other and have no intention of holding back. Don't worry, the next time we fight, I'll beat her. Especially since I'm sure you and all the others will be there to help me too. We heard all about what you did in Norwich. Now even Morgan could defeat Moors the size of a castle. Thank you, but I couldn't take all the credit for that. I could never have done it without the foreign mage and the Knight of Sheffield, everyone else who helped us. The last battle you fought was incredible. My body felt as light as a feather, but my sword hit harder than ever. With mage strength like yours, Leontoria, we have nothing to fear from a coward like Woodwoes. Thank you, but I'm afraid my mage strength doesn't last very long, so please don't get too far from us. And if you ever start feeling tired, please retreat immediately. Can you please tell us what happened in Gloucester, Child of Prophecy? Is it true that you gave Tristan both a verbal beatdown and a physical one? She's killed countless fairies for no reason. Nobody's been able to stand up to her since she's been the queen's daughter. Every fairy in Britain has been waiting for her to finally get what she's been coming for her. Now you've been beaten Barghest, I hope you can defeat that horrible Tamlin next. Yes, if I get the chance, I definitely will. Besides, I'll need to face all the Tamlins sooner or later. So when the time comes to fight Queen Morgan's daughter, I'll make sure she faces justice for everything she's done. Oh, that sounds amazing. I can't wait. You really are the undefeated king. The savior of the battlefield. 3 cheers for the Child of Prophecy. 3 cheers for Lady Artoria. The fact that they're all so nice makes it twice as tiring as usual. I haven't had to do this stuff since Tintago. I've forgotten how hard it was. I hope I did okay. I hope they didn't realize I actually have no idea what I'm doing. Don't worry, none of them had a clue. That was some great acting. I should have known the Child Prophecy would know how to work as a crowd. Is that how you handled them back in your hometown too? I wouldn't say that. I was thinking about who could be a lover to Ace the Savior. And she looks just like Artoria. I don't know. I have a feeling that the boy might have looked like Shiro or something. But I feel like he'd be recognized if he was the Knight of Londinium. Yikes, you must have even worse than I thought. Usually you're biting my head off with that remark. What's going on? Something got you so done you can't even snap at me? Huh? Now you're being all considerate, Muramasa? Feels even worse than you're teasing. That's so? Well, don't let me interrupt your pity party. Clearly no reason to worry about you. sorry, I was kidding, honestly. I know you really are concerned about me. And sorry for making you worry, but I really do appreciate it. Now, what I'm really worried about is the battle tomorrow. Are we supposed to win if our leader's staring down at our feet all glum instead of watching the enemy? Oh, I see. Well, that's too bad. But really, you don't have to worry about me. I'm just a little bit tired from fighting we've been doing lately. Plus, all the Round Army people are just a lot more excited about this than I am. I mean, they all have their own important reasons for being here. Some want to fight fairy and freedom, some want revenge on the queen, some want better tomorrow. Those are all great reasons, but it's so serious it's hard for me to keep up. I mean, I'm only here because I'm the child of prophecy. Sure, I like to fight, and I'm good at it, but it's embarrassing to be put so high up on a pedestal. You're good at it. Nonsense. There's no way anyone who actually likes fighting would want something like that. Even Zombie winning a Holy Grail was a damn sight better than that. Oh, you saw what I wanted, Marmasa? All the things you desired, that was what you wanted? So if you're the child of prophecy, you want to act like everyone expects fighting. Nobody else is going to say this, I will. Artoria, you're not cut out for fighting. But if I quit, I'd be letting everyone down, right? It's okay, I'll be fine. I know I'm in over my head, I still have no confidence that my ability to actually pull this off. I'm sure I can at least figure out how to ring the bells of pilgrimage, so I'm going to at least do my best. Keep doing my best to be a good child of prophecy. Okay, that takes care of my report to the border. What are you doing up so late, Zabe? Everyone besides the lookouts are sleeping now. I was about to turn too. Well, if you're having trouble sleeping, do you want to talk about what's ever on your mind? Let's think about what Cat Pepperon told us last night. Oh, that. Okay, I guess this is bound to come up eventually. When Pepperoncino said humans born here can only live here, I think what he really meant to say was humans who are made in Fairy Britain can't survive outside of it. You've seen a lot of different sides to the land of the Fae now. Well, one of them is the prisons they called human ranches. You do know what's really going on at those places, right? They're factories where humans are made. Right, it's a large facility Autoria told us not to look at when a giant giant human manufacturing plant. At first, I thought they were being made just like homunculi. I realized they've been studying the humans here. That isn't the case. Every human here is a clone made from rearranging the DNA of one human. One? So, like an Adam situation, maybe? Or Eve? Even though they started out with only one human for the base material, they were able to come up with hundreds of millions of variations over repeated rearrangements and duplications. Enough variations to rival the sheer variety of people found in proper human history. The difference is that humans made here can't reproduce and their lifespans are predetermined. I don't think the lifespan part was intentional. There's probably only so much that their cells can take. When I first got to Salisbury, I remember finding it odd that there weren't any elderly humans around. There were plenty of elderly fairies, sure, but no elderly humans. But that alone is a reason enough to say that they can't survive, right? True, the real proof rests in the era that the original human was born. The era of the High Queen, Morgan's reign, began at the Chain of Emptiness died. After she took over Britain, it became a lost world instead of a lost belt, a whole nother chronicle theoretical phenomenon, basically. That means anything born in this era could survive in proper human history, too. But in Fate era Britain was a lost belt supported by a tree of emptiness, and that subject was subject to the pruding theoretical phenomenon. Anything born in a lost belt can't survive outside of it. Of course, if being able to cross, oh my gosh, so much lore, that boundary into a higher level phenomenon, like being inscribed in the Throne of Heroes, that let them survive in proper human history as well. Obviously, that's not the kind of thing anyone can just do. This is just speculation on my part, but I guess Britain didn't originally have humans. Now that they've been essentially created here, fairies and humans have switched roles. Here, fairies are real and humans are the fantastical made up creatures. That's why humans from Fairy Britain can't survive in reality based proper human history. Whatever feelings you have about humans are treated here are yours. You can want to change things or you can want to give up, but you shouldn't impress your own morality onto them. Even if their lives seem like a fleeting illusion to outsiders, they're still very real to them. As for their age limits, well, every life form has to come to an end someday. It's kind of sad that these people won't get more time, but sure, but that's all it is. Sad. It's something you'll need to grieve over. The important thing is everyone's life is where they're trying to go and how far they manage it. I don't mean a literal physical distance, I mean a big picture reason to exist. Kind of ultimate decision point that says, this is the kind of species we were. Hey now, why do you look like you're about to cry? Didn't I just say it's something to grieve over? Anyway, I'm more worried about the opposite situation. Humans in Fairy Britain may not be able to leave, but fairies could if they wanted to. Just like how Morgan said she was going to expand her territory, there could be fairies who have wanted to come to proper human history. If one of them should be evil enough to be considered an evil of humanity, that could be what leads to a collapse. Right, here, take another look at this mural. Remember what this is called? The Abyssal Worm. In general, legends like these have been passed on in Fairy Britain and prophecies made by the Mirror Clan. There's a very good chance this mural is based on one of those prophecies. One where the six clans gather around and worship an enormous beast in a land with no gods. I didn't say anything when this was found in the mural because there's so many other people around. But look at these markings underneath it. These fairies probably don't know what it says because it's not written in fairy language. These are probably hieroglyphics, which predate even the Hebrew writing system. I'm guessing they're either written for... Oh my gosh. I guess they're either written here about 14,000 years ago during one of the proper Hebrew histories ancient civilization eras, or someone used them deliberately, or more recently, passed a message that would only be understood in the future, and only by humans by that. Can you read them? Of course, they form a single word. Cernuos. Cernunos. It's the name of an ancient Celtic god, and proof that gods did once exist in this land of faith. Ooh. 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 Okay, Perp, I think I'm done for now, though. My voice is giving up a little bit. Being really dry.